Hi folks, my name is Anthony and I'm a same day next day courier driver based in County Durham, and I own Duffy's Logistical Services. Today I'm taking you on a journey which started at 2:45 this morning when I got up out of bed, and we have 2 collections on board, 3 deliveries, all for a private customer of mine. And our first delivery was in Cumbernauld, just outside Glasgow. Second delivery is in Perth, and the third one is in Aberdeen. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've pre-recorded for this already, as it was too dark in the morning to record myself. And I'm taking you on this journey with me today. Sorry for all the pauses. This is my first YouTube video and I'm nervous. So at the minute, the Glasgow job was done by 7 o'clock this morning. It was a 3-hour journey from my house up to the first customer. And when I set off, the sat-nav said I was going to get there at 7:25. But I stopped in the services for the toilet break and got a cup of coffee and a little bite to eat and stayed there for 10 minutes. And I got to my first destination at 7:10 and I had to be there for 7, which is good. It was great, to be honest. I was 10 minutes early. So there was a delivery of 2 doors that were collected in Peterlee yesterday afternoon. I was also in Sunderland, where I had to pick up an engine and a gearbox from a breaker's yard. And I'm currently sat at delivery number 2 in Perth, waiting for someone to come along and take the engine off the back of the van. This is my first YouTube video, as I said, and hopefully it goes the way I plan, and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. I've got a 2-hour journey ahead of me from Perth to Aberdeen, and I'll try and record some of the scenery along the way. I've done that already between Cumbernauld and Perth, which I'll show you in the next clip. And I will show you my walk around checks that I did this morning before I set off. And I'll catch you in a couple of hours. It will be a couple of seconds in your case, but it will be a couple of hours for me. I hope you're all having a good day and a good week. And hopefully the courier gods are looking down on you. I'll speak to you in a few hours. Right, so that's the engine offloaded in Perth, and now we're on to Aberdeen with the gearbox, and we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I won't be waiting too long. I was waiting about 45 minutes there for someone to come along, but that's neither here nor there for me. Not in the greatest of hurries today, as long as I get everything delivered before 5 o'clock, which is going to happen. But I'm also going to do some sightseeing in Aberdeen, and I'm going to show you around there as well. And if you've not been before, like I have not been before, then we'll learn about it together. Talk to you in a bit. Bye now. Folks, so that's the gearbox delivered at Aberdeen. It is now 11:45 and I'm done for the day. I found this park up on the Park for Night app. Quite nice. I don't know if I'll stay here or not. I'm going to stop for a couple of hours anyway. Well, at least an hour. Until I figure out what I'm going to do and where I'm going to go. Because ideally, I would like a backload back to Durham if I possibly get it. It's a quiet area, Aberdeen is. We'll see. I'll have a look later. See what the crack is. I'm just going to show you this for a minute, and this is just on the outskirts of Aberdeen. It's a handy little park up. It's on the Park for Night app, if you have it. If you don't have it, I'd suggest that you download it, because it'll be fierce handy if you're tramping out. Especially in an area that is quiet, because you may not get a load back until the following day. Some fields there. It's a lovely day as well. So I'm going to look at my options and see what I'm going to do, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Well folks, it's 20 to 5, still Wednesday the 15th of October. No backload. No backload. I'm currently in a place called Lawrence Kirk, which is what I found on the Park for Night app. And I'm at a place called Lawrence Kirk Viewpoint. So I didn't go into Aberdeen. There's an LEZ zone in Aberdeen that I couldn't go into because my van isn't compliant, and I don't want to be paying the charges, so I decided to stay away from it, and I got out. So I'm here now at Lawrence Kirk Viewpoint, and this is how beautiful Scotland is. I'm just going to turn the camera and show you. stunning views. Right down there, I think you might be able to see if I zoom in. That's the town of Lawrence, Cork. And down there is the A92, I think it's called. And that way that you're looking down, I will bring you up into Aberdeen. And back the opposite way then, down south, over the border into England. So I think what I'm is sit in the van for about 20 minutes or so. Take it easy. I've been parked here since 2:30, 3:15. Been on the phone to the wife. Glare from the sun, sorry. Been on the phone to the wife and looking for backlots and no luck whatsoever. Just goes to show what all you couriers out there are saying that Scotland is absolutely dead. Sometimes you hit lucky, more often than not you won't hit lucky. So I went for a little walk as well before I make the 5-hour journey back home. There isn't much else to say really, only I suppose I'll give you a bit of background about myself. I started in logistics in... I'm just going to come in out so the sun isn't in my eyes. I started in logistics in 2007 at the age of 24. And I got my first job as a forklift driver in a cake factory back home where I'm from in Ireland. And I worked there for a number of years, and then I went into a cheese factory over the road from it. Stayed there for a number of years. Then my partner came along. Well, she's now my wife, but my partner at the time. We had a little girl together, and we decided to move over to the northeast of England because my wife's family are from the Gateshead area, and that was in 2019. I got a job at Komatsu in Berkeley, stayed there for a couple of months. Wasn't my scene, not the kind of warehousing I would like to do. And from there then I went on to a wine factory, and I spent 4 years working there before I got my first job as a van driver in 2024. I had my own van since 2023, I think. And I was doing bits and pieces with man with a van, moving this sofa here and that sofa there, and a couple of little bits of house moves where it was just bulky furniture and the customers were moving their own clothes and pots and pans and stuff. And I would just take the beds and the wardrobes and the washing machines and tumble dryers and what have you, the fridges and freezers. And it was from there I really got a taste into the van driving. So I started doing my research into becoming a full-time courier. And that's when I started watching the likes of Freddie Fletcher Limited, Anvil Logistics Limited, Neptune Couriers, Big BRD, Saintsman, to name but a few. On Brent from Half Logistics as well. Right. And who else was there? There was a few others, but they don't do YouTube anymore, and so I took bits and pieces from each of those couriers that are on YouTube, Parker's Parcels was another one. Andy P, I think. He calls himself on YouTube. And having listened to those lads, I took a bit from this fella, took a bit from that fella, learned my pricing structure from all of them, because they've all got various size vans, so the pricing would be different with the pence per mile or the pound per mile. And then I got my first van driving job just to see if I really wanted to do this, and it was for an electrical wholesaler, and I was delivering the first and second fix kits to electricians on the building sites around the northeast, mostly County Durham and Teesside, going down as far as Redcar and Saltburn by the sea, and sometimes then I'd have to come up as far as Cramlinton or Seatonburn on a same day run. And it was then I discovered I really do enjoy being out on the road and essentially being your own boss. Even though I was employed as a pay-as-you-earn employee, I was still my own boss, because I was out on the road. I was doing what I had to do: load up the van, get to where I need to be, deliver the gear to the lads, get it signed off on a POD. And that job taught me a lot about getting PODs signed, well, electronically anyway, because we didn't do any paperwork as such. So then in April, an opportunity came along for me to go full-time self-employed. That's April this year, 2025. I received a phone call, and the job turned out to be exactly what I needed at that time. And what I was doing was I was delivering parcels and collecting parcels from in-post lockers. You may see them pop up around your own locality at the various supermarkets and corner shops. And I was doing that for about 4 months. And then in-post collaborated with Yodel, or I think they bought Yodel. And the job went belly up then after that. They expect you in at 4 o'clock in the morning, stay in the depot until 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then do another 14 hours on a route, delivering and collecting parcels, with about 43 stops every day you were out. So I said, no, not for me. I'm not staying up for 20 hours. Come home at midnight and get up again at 2:30, 3 o'clock to travel down to the depot to do it all again the following day. No. So I left that and spent about 2 days making phone calls, and I got a customer who's been supplying me with work, quite a bit of work, over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful for it. Been a bit quiet recently, but not too bad at the same time. I'm also on the Courier exchange as a fleet driver on someone else's app. Now, I won't go into details of who that particular Courier is, because they're not on YouTube. They approached me when I put a post up on Facebook looking for subcontracting work, basically looking for my own customers before I joined the Courier exchange. And they offered me a position, sent off all the relevant insurance documents, my driving licence, my DBS check, and I'm on their app. So today, for example, if I'd done a job on the Courier exchange, they will pay me next Friday, so I get paid a week in hand, or a week in arrears, whichever way you look at it yourself. So I've that, and I've got this other customer that keeps me going as well. Now, while I'm disappointed I didn't get a backload down to Durham again, or as close as, or a little bit further afield, today's money more than makes up for it. It was a good day's wages. It was a really good day's wages. I hit lucky today. To be honest, I hit lucky today. And that's it. I'm going to ask your opinion about something. Hopefully you can help me out with this one. I planned on tramping out tonight, but I think I'm going to go home. So there is my magnetic signs that I take off and put on whenever I see fit. Well, especially if I'm in the CX, I'll take them off. But they're at the bulkhead from maybe about here up to the top of that magnet. I was thinking of getting a bed that kind of falls down and falls back up again. You see my hand moving in the shadow. Just make things a little bit more comfortable when if I ever have to stay out and tramp, even if it's for a night or two, it'll be something more comfortable. And getting a diesel heater, a diesel night heater. I saw on a YouTube video recently that someone is doing that in their own van, and looks like a quite tidy setup and very comfortable as well. And with the diesel heater you can keep warm at night. So I'm thinking of doing it. I don't know, has anyone else done similar? Have you got something on the side wall of your van opposite the side loading door? Have you got something over the wheel arches that you fall down? I'd be interested to know what other couriers are doing, especially when it comes to tramping out overnight, if you're not paying for hotels, that is. Because I know some couriers would like to stay in a hotel. But if you're the type of courier that doesn't want to pay for the hotel for the night to maximise your profits, what setup have you in your van to make sure you're comfortable sleeping at night? And also, do you use the Park for Night app, or would you use something similar to it? Because I'd be interested to know what else is out there. I'll leave my email address at the bottom of in the description. You can email me what you have, or just drop a comment underneath this video. So yeah, that was my first YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for all the pausing in between what I wanted to say. But as an Irishman working in England, Scotland and potentially Wales, if I get a job down to Wales, I'm trying to speak slowly so that everybody can understand me, and if you don't understand me, I apologise. There's nothing I can do about it. I was born with the accent. It's who I am. I don't know when the next video will be out. I'm not going to be one of these couriers that says I'll put a video out once a week or once a day. I was just testing the waters with this one, really, to be honest. And we'll see how it goes. I do want to put more content out there. And if there's anything you'd like to see, or like to know, or if you're not a courier and you're looking for advice, drop a question in the comments and I'll see if I can help you out. I can only tell you what I know. I'm not an expert. I'm doing this full time since May 2025. It's now October, so 5 months. So I'm learning as I go along. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fuck up. And I'm going to see how I rectify it as I go along. Because it's all about learning on the job. So again, please like, subscribe, and follow the channel. And we'll see where we go from here. Signing out. Bye now.